Hi, I'm Dan, and today I'm going to show you how you can create automations inside Zapier connected to your Bowimi account and the 5,000 other platforms on Zapier. So here's the Zapier homepage. I'm going to start off by clicking Create Zap. Now, once I've clicked Create Zap, I can then sort of look at connecting my Bowimi account. So I search for Bowimi. My Bowimi account's already set up. If you have to set it up for the first time, you can obviously find on a user guide, how to do that in a few seconds. So the first part of setting up an automation is setting up a trigger. So the triggers here are, whenever a contact is added, whenever an order is placed, whenever there's pipeline activity, a survey is recorded. A survey is just another word for a visit, new tag activity, and new task activity. So you can create automations starting from any of these happening. So let's say, for example, someone does a visit, a new survey activity. And if I go continue, this is then going to just get the details. I'm going to do this with my Dan's Beer account. And then, I want when a survey is submitted and when a survey is edited. And it's going to test the trigger. So it's going to pull some data from my Bowimi account and it's going to show me what I can work with. So this is some data from my Bowimi account. And you can see all of the different fields here. So you can see what the type of survey was. So it was a pub visit. You can see all of the answers to the questions. So did you speak to a manager with the answers? You can see the images as well. So photos come through. Great if you want to save it to like a Google Drive, automatically have all of the photos move into a shared drive there. It will give you information on, the location name, the address, who visited it. So Dan visited it, and also his email address in case you want to link that to another platform where perhaps the user email is the common identifier. And then it will give you all the contacts on that account. So these are all the contacts you have recorded on the account. And it will give you the primary contact because we created the concept of a primary contact because, if you have 2 or 3 contacts on a place and you visit it and you want to send an automatic follow-up, who are you going to send it to? Like, you could send it to all the people. You could just send it to one person. Personally, you might want to choose, say, for example, a primary contact. So here's your primary contact. Now, if I go continue and I look at the actions, for example, that we can do. So, if I wanted to, say, for example, send an email, I would go for Gmail. And my Gmail account's already connected, and I choose an event to happen. So the event that I want in this case is send an email. And I want to send an email, and I'm sending it from Dan at Bowimi. And I'm going to then set the action up. I'm going to say this is going to go to, and I'm just going to search primary contact, email, and then that's who it's going to go to. And it's going to be from me. So, and then we can add a from name, a reply to, a subject. You could just call this follow up. You could even personalize it a bit, and you could include like the location name, for example. So follow up and location and personalize it a bit. Now you can then do a body. You could say hi, and then if I was to go primary contact and look at the primary contact name, I could obviously add the primary contact's name there. And then, I could say, great to meet you today. Today, as promised, here's some more info on our products. So there's actually a really good platform that we're friends with called Trumpet, which it actually allows you to sort of send these sorts of sales pods. You can customize them, you can sort of build them quite easily. So I could add a link to my Trumpet. So I could say copy link there, and I could actually just paste this link in here. So now you'll see I could finish the email. Let me know if you have any questions. And then sign off. Cool. So dead easy to sort of set that up. You can add a signature. You can do whatever you want there. And then again, sort of you just can go continue. And then it's really simple for, Zapier gives you all of these different tools to sort of test these Zaps. So again, really easy to go test and review. In this case, I'll probably actually send an email, which I don't really want to do, but it gives you a preview. It gives you, just a really great environment for creating and setting up these automations in a way that's really sort of user friendly. And it's worth also becoming really familiar with the Zapier tools. Like a really good one is, say, for example, the delay feature. So you could actually say, do a survey and then delay for, let's say, we want to have a 2-day delay after the visit that you send an email. So delay for, and then period of time, you might go days, and I might just go 2 days. And then it'll be that simple in the sense that you'll do a visit, 2 days later, they get an email. Now, this could be really handy for, say, for example, like orders, because with wholesale transfer orders, you might want to check that they actually received the product from their wholesaler. So you'd have trigger a new order in Bowimi, and then you'd have a delay of a couple of days, and then you would have send an email, hey, just thought I'd check in and see that the order arrived. And then that would allow you to sort of follow up accordingly and make sure these orders are being placed. So that's obviously the delay one. So delay is a really handy tool. Another really handy one is filters. So only continue if, and then you might want to say only continue if, and choose a field, and then you can obviously choose which field you want. Only continue if, say for example, there's a certain tag, right? So you could go like location tags and contains, and then say only continue if this is a prospect, or only continue if it has XYZ tag on it, right? So really easy to then just sort of create these filters and say only continue if a certain parameter exists, right? So that's, the filtering. So Zapier filtering makes doing a lot of this really easy. And then you might also want to use other quite handy ones like formats. So formats if you say, for example, you wanted to do invoices. So with invoices, you would probably use the formatter to add 30 days, if it's 30-day payment terms, to the order date to then get a due date for the invoice. So, this is, again, really handy when it comes to working with dates and times. So, if one platform accepts days and times in one way and one platform accepts days and times in another one, you might, for example, need to format your dates accordingly. So it's a case of just being able to use this formatter to, again, very easily search for, say, for example, the date, and then format it in a certain way, because this is how our dates come through, which is a standard which we've implemented, which is year, month, day, and then you've got the time, and you can format that however you want. So you can sort of pick, just having month, day, year, or anything. So again, you can sort of put slashes or other sorts of ways of formatting these. And this could sort of be really handy for if you just want to populate an Excel spreadsheet, for example, because again, with Zapier, you can have an action, which is, if I was to change this and let's say, for example, go for Google Sheets, you might want to populate a Google Sheet with visit data. So, you might want to populate a Google Sheet with, every time a new customer is won, here's the date the customer was won, and here's a formatted date for when we need to follow up. And that could easily be shared with if you're an agency, it could be shared with different customers. And it's a really easy way to sort of share this information in real time. And you can even do some quite interesting stuff like build stochastic maps. So That's Zapier in that sense. So everything's built off triggers. You then have actions, which is then things happening. They've built all of these really useful tools like filters and paths and formatters to again make it really easy to build connections between the platforms that you use, and then you sort of manage all of your Zaps here on your homepage. And from your homepage, again, it's really easy to then say, for example, you've made changes, you want to see it happening with real data. You do something in Bowimi, then just click the run button, and it will just automatically just run the new Zap, the updated Zap, in a way that just sort of shows you the changes that you've made. So that's Zapier. That's how you sort of use it. If anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out, and I look forward to seeing what everyone uses it for.